Subscribe right now and hit the bell icon, or this fat spider will crawl over your face while you sleep.
Today we have in store for you 10 times taking a selfie went wrong. The list ranges from funny and silly moments to deadly consequences altogether. While they're all pretty strange and hard to believe in the first place, we suggest sticking around for our third spot on this list because that's where things get a really dark turn. Regardless, let's begin with our number 10. Kicked in the head by a train. Jared Michael was just your average teenager ready to take on the world on that fateful day when he spotted a good opportunity for a quick selfie near the train tracks. He approached the train, standing far enough to not be hit by it, and he pulled out his phone, ready to snap the picture for his followers. Before he knew it, however, a magical boot came out of nowhere and pinned him right on the side of his face, causing him to almost fall down on the ground. The video garnered millions of views by now, and for good reason too. 9. Selfie with a snake. While we do have to agree that the clout you can get from taking a picture with a dangerous creature may entice you enough to forget about the dangers that this brings up, we do have to urge you to take the necessary precautions beforehand. Not being prepared can end up almost taking your life, as a trained professional from West Bengal found out in no time. As he was getting ready to take a picture with the locals, the python that he was holding in his hands ended up almost strangling him right then and there. Luckily, he managed to make it out of the masses and get help from his coworkers in time. 8. Standoff with a crocodile. This picture stirred a lot of reactions on the internet, mostly of people laughing at the absurdity of it all. The police officer can be seen scared out of his mind, pointing the gun right at the crocodile while standing atop his car. The reaction of the officer is what caused most of the laughter from the audience. But this was no laughing matter, as the creature apparently stood there, waiting for the officer to make his move for well over 20 minutes. While many may still find the picture to be humorous, it could have turned deadly in a matter of minutes if the officer had decided to try his luck for the door. 7. Staring a bit too much. For some reason, whenever we see something interesting, we always tend to stare at it for way too long. And this certainly was the case for this elder man that couldn't help but notice the beautiful lady passing him by. As you can tell from the image, it wasn't long before the man ended up slamming his head right into the pole in front of him, causing him a black eye and a massive dent in his pride, to say the least. 6. Titanic reenactment. This couple figured that there was nothing more romantic than reenacting arguably one of the most famous scenes in any romantic movie ever. So they got on board a ship and went up to the front of it to snap the iconic picture. Before they knew it though, a seagull decided to pay them a visit, smacking right into the woman's face at the perfect time, as you could tell yourself. Did this make the picture even better? We dare say yes, for sure. 5. Ball to the face. We all know just how much force there is behind a ball because we've all had that one friend that took sports class a bit too seriously, to say the least. So we can't help but cringe at this picture that showcases the emotions that went through her face as the ball made contact with her head. With her glasses shattered and her face red as a tomato, this is definitely not something we'd ever want to experience for ourselves. 4. Space Shuttle Challenger crash. This famous picture showcases the 7 crew members that were a part of the Space Shuttle Challenger right as they were about to go into space. Sadly, however, we don't have a funny twist to add to this unfortunate event, as the space shuttle went up in flames a mere 73 seconds after taking flight, burning everyone that you can see in these pictures in a matter of seconds. There were no survivors. 3. Don't play with guns. We urge everyone without a license to stray away from any firearms within reach. The consequences of clicking that trigger are enormous, to say the least, and the repercussions often end up taking lives in an instant. This was the case for the poor 15-year-old Ramandeep Singh, as he wanted to pose with the pistol to his head, signaling that he was about to shoot himself. He accidentally pulled the trigger as he took the picture, however, ending his life before it could even properly start. 2. Giving her life for others. This is the tragic tale of Mayinga Naseka, a nurse that wouldn't abandon her job despite a massive Ebola outbreak. The picture you can see here was taken in 1976, and as you can tell by now, it was also her last picture too, since she ended up being exposed to the disease herself, which took her life a mere couple of days later. She paid the ultimate price for spending too much time with those that had nobody else with them. Not all heroes wear capes, some wear scrubs instead. 1. Cannibalism. This may seem like just any other picture out there, showcasing a bunch of passengers on a plane ready to take off. But what seemed like any other day in the life of these people ended up becoming the start of one of the most disturbing stories ever told. Less than an hour after the Uruguayan Flight 571 took off, the plane ended up crashing, killing a total of 18 people in an instant. The remaining 27 were forced to cannibalize the dead in order to survive the nightmare. A mere 16 people made it out of here alive, but many would argue that their lives will never be the same again after being forced to undergo such a horrifying experience. This just comes to show you just how quickly life can change for the worst in a matter of seconds. We would love to hear any similar stories you might have read up online over the years too. Also, click that subscribe and like button if you enjoyed the video, and check out the recommended videos on the left and right side of the screen for more enjoyable content. See ya!